Right, sit back and get ready. Old Scooter Dude here with a 400-mile review of the Yumeraptor. Come on in. What's up, everybody? Old Scooter Dude here. Today we're doing a little review on the Yumeraptor. So I've had this scooter now for about, 8 months. I've only got about 400 miles on it, but it's held up incredibly well. So we're going to do a little review for you today here from Old Scooter Dude. Now the Raptor brakes, they're dual piston brakes that comes with stock 140 millimeter rotors. As you can see here on the front, they are Zoom hydraulic brakes. Now some people have upgraded to 160 millimeter brake rotors. I did do that on the rear. I've not done it yet on the front. It does provide a lot more stopping power, I think, in my personal opinion. As you can see here, that is the 160 millimeter rotor as compared to the stock 140 millimeter rotor. All right, in addition to the lighting being good, as I mentioned, it's a very bright headlight. Light down here is very bright. And also I added some shred lights, which are flashing. I run during the daytime. It did not come with a tail light, so I did opt for a braking sensor tail light. There again, this one is from Shred Lights and is Bluetooth connected, so it acts as a motion sensor brake light as well. The Raptor does come with brake lights here. They're not tail lights, but they are brake lights. And it does come with front lights down there that are turn signals. They're pretty cool. The hand grips that come on there are not locking. These right here, although this one was a little long, I've kind of cut it. That one is not. They're locking hand grips, so when you got that acceleration going, the hand grips do not slip. That's a good thing. I recommend those. Now from time to time, but I don't know what it is right now with the Yumeraptor. When I got mine, it did not come with a steering stabilizer. I did have to buy that as an option. I recommend it myself. I do have it on mine. It's dirty. I need to clean it. This is part of my GoPro mount there, so that is not part of the steering stabilizer. I believe that it does help, so I do recommend the steering stabilizer. Sometimes, like I said, I've seen it where they've included it. Other times it is not. So when I bought mine, it was not included in the sale. I do recommend getting one. Now that being said, with the steering stabilizer is something that I think you should look out for. When you install it, I'll try to turn it around here. Now you see your cable management. I have wrapped these to help, well, dress it up a little bit and for protection. But if you mount your steering stabilizer too far forward, it will rub on your wires. So that could be a possible pinch point. So when you install your steering stabilizer, make sure that you do have that down far enough so that when you turn it, it does not rub on those wires and cause you a problem down the road. Now another thing, the suspension is good on the Raptor out of the box. For me, I thought it was a little stiff. So I did upgrade my suspension. Now I've got a KKE on the front, which I'll show you here. Now these are fully adjustable. You can adjust the rebound here, firmness and softness, and it also is adjustable down here, so you can adjust the preload. Now on the rear, I put a EXA 291 form, 291R, I believe. It's a very similar shock. Couldn't find the KKE to fit in the back, but it did make a considerable ride improvement. You can see it here if I move the shred light. It is also fully adjustable. So one thing that I did that I really like about that is changing out the suspension. However, I will say this, it was a big pain in the butt. It's a hard time getting the stock bolts out. I had to order new ones from Yume. So it was a really hard process. I don't know that I'd go through it again, but I'm glad I did it. Also, maybe with a little bit of dumb luck, I was having so much problem trying to get the front one in. Ended up changing the coil spring a little bit, and I believe it adjusted the rake a tiny little bit. So the rake of the scooter, if you know what that is basically just the tilt of the scooter. Like a car, if it sits higher in the back, that's the rake, or lower in the back. So this is a tiny little bit higher in the front. I actually said the back, in the front. And so at high speeds, I have zero speed wobble. I had it up in the mountains going on a closed road or a 3.5 mile downhill at 55 miles an hour, no speed wobble whatsoever, was extremely comfortable. And that's with the off-road tires. I highly recommend you getting a full face helmet. This is a Scorpion EXO 420, I believe. Also, I've got a shred light mounted to the front of it here. I run this in flash mode, especially in the daytime. This is a 1000 lumen. And also, something really nifty, the mirrors on any scooter, they just vibrate to me. So this pit zoom, and I don't get anything from Yume, I don't get anything from pit zoom or shred lights, but this mirror is outstanding. I can see 180 degrees behind me, no problem whatsoever. So I highly recommend that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this review of the Yumeraptor and a couple other mentions. I do suggest you get full face helmet and wear safety gear. Be safe out there, ride. All right, this is just a little overview, just some close-in shots of the Raptor. You can see the front tires there, the swing arm, the cooling fins for the battery. There's the helmet, the kickstand, the rear swing arm tires. Those are off-road tires, 11-inch. That's 160 millimeter in the rear. Brake rotor, adjustable shocks that I added. And there's the front suspension swing arm. Coming up, a beautiful scooter. Check it out. Another thing I will say is that Yume, their customer service has been fantastic. I had another scooter before this, and which really disappoints me because it got good reviews from some of the really reputable, I guess, electric scooter guide people, which they still recommend that brand. I'm not going to mention it, but I just really had a problem with it. I did get rid of that scooter, but Yume has been extremely outstanding and great to deal with, no problems whatsoever. So if you wanted a Yumeraptor, I would highly recommend it. I would give it 5 stars. It's a great scooter, it's held up well. So if you're looking to purchase Yumeraptor, I say go for it.